Hi, welcome to the instructional video for the new Watersnake GPSmart GPS guided electric trolling motor. Today we're going to take you through all of the functions and the modes and how to use your GPSmart electric trolling motor to the best advantage so that you can catch more fish. Your Watersnake GPSmart comes with two hand fobs, just like this, the owner's instruction manual, a quick release plate which is attached. The great thing about the Watersnake GPSmart is that it has 4 operational modes. Manual mode, anchor mode, which we're in right now, which allows you to hold your position, your GPS position, a track mode, and a routing mode. We'll take you through all of those now. The M button turns on the motor and selects manual mode. Press 1 for forward or to increase thrust. Press 3 for reverse or to decrease thrust. 2 steers to right, to starboard. 4 steers left, to port. A selects anchor mode and records anchor positions when pressed and held for 5 seconds at the same time as a numbered button. T selects track mode. T also operates route mode when pressed and held for 5 seconds at the same time as a numbered button. Off stops the motor and also when held down for 5 seconds will indicate your battery power level. To deploy your GPSmart Watersnake electric trolling motor, first what you want to do is loosen the adjustable depth collar just here and then slide it up, disengaging from the steering bosses up to the depth that you want to operate it at. You want to make sure that the propeller's in the water once you deploy. Then you want to undo the safety strap and then you want to put your foot on the catch lock release clip. Gently lower it into the water, ensuring that the steering bosses find their place. There they go, like that. Then you want to make any minor adjustments to the adjustable depth collar to ensure that your propeller is set properly for the prevailing conditions. Once you're finished for the day and it's time to go, make sure that you push the off button. Then you're going to step on the catch lock release clip, pull up just like so. Then you want to move the adjustable depth collar back down the shaft, right up against the steering bosses. Put our safety strap on, and there you go. Can't go anywhere. Make sure this is locked. Ready to go. Once your Watersnake GPSmart is deployed, you want to enter manual mode by pressing the M button on your hand fob. You'll hear 1 beep. When you're ready to start driving, put the boat into the forwards mode by pushing the button with the arrow up or the number 1 on the hand fob. There are a number of incremental speeds. You will know you've reached 100% when you hear a single beep. You can also hold your finger down to increase to the maximum speed. Once you want to start steering, you can push the button with the number 2 on it to take you to your right, and the button with the number 4 on it to take you to the left. One of the great functions of the GPSmart is that it has a reverse function. So rather than having to spin the head and the propeller of the electric trolling motor 180 degrees to go backwards, you can just simply push the down button indicated by number 3 on the hand fob and that will push you into reverse. Again, it has incremental speeds, so just keep pushing the button until you find the speed that you're happy moving at. You can also steer in the reverse mode. Perfect for when you get too close to a bank or you think you've overshot the mark a little bit. To turn it off, just push the off button, it'll sound once, and the trolling motor will line itself up with the keel of the boat. That means that when you're ready to start operating again, you know exactly where the prop is and you don't have to do anything to test and find out which direction you're going to take off in. It's really important to calibrate your GPSmart's internal compass. To do this, you need to make sure that the boat and the electric trolling motor are in the water. Also make sure that there's no land, bridges or any obstructions around so that you can complete the calibration process very simply. Then you just need to press the M button, just like this. Then what you need to do is you need to make sure that the electric trolling motor is lined up with the keel of the boat. In order to do this, just press the 4 and the 2 to line it up with the keel facing forward. Then to put it into the calibration mode, you want to hold down the M button and the T button for 5 seconds until it beeps like that. Then what you need to do is start your outboard engine and then drive in 2 full rotations using your outboard for propulsion. These rotations need to last for about 20 to 30 seconds, so do them nice and slowly. Once you've completed 2 full rotations, the system will beep to let you know that the calibration process is complete. Well, I've just heard the beeps from the system, which means I can stop my rotation because now I know that my GPSmart electric trolling motor is in perfect calibration and will always know exactly where I am. The next stage is to calibrate the center line, and we'll show you that now. A vitally important instruction that I'd like to share with you now is how to calibrate your GPSmart Watersnake trolling motor. Turn the engine on by pressing M, then you want to take it and you want to line up the propeller and the head of your trolling motor so that it's in line with the keel of your boat. Once you've done this, you need to hold down the forward and the reverse button simultaneously for 5 seconds. Now I have calibrated the trolling motor with the boat so that it always knows which way is forward. In case you're changing your GPSmart Watersnake trolling motor from one vessel to another, it's important to calibrate it each time you change it around. Otherwise, if you set it up for one boat, you do it once, you shouldn't have to change the calibration again. We've just pulled up here between a road bridge and a rail bridge. The current's moving through, there should be fish here. We've deployed the GPSmart Watersnake and we've put it in anchor mode by pushing A on our hand fob. And we're positioned perfectly, safely between all of these pylons. One of the great features is that the accuracy of the GPS is so spot on that I can safely fish and concentrate on what I'm doing and not have to worry about banging into any of the pylons. The anchor mode is superb in so many different conditions. Here we are, pulled up on a sandbank in a slightly deeper channel, tide's running in, we've positioned ourselves so there's a weed bed just over there, there's some deeper water there, and there's just little sand gutters all around us. So what we've done is we've deployed the electric trolling motor, we've put it into A mode, the anchor mode, and it's just going to hold us here so that we can make casts, very targeted casts, right where the fish are likely to be holding. Once we've covered this area, then what we can do is go into the jog mode by pushing the button, the forward button or the left or the right button. I can relocate the anchor position by 5 feet at a time, or 1.52 meters. This allows me to very effectively cover the area that we're wanting to fish and then move on and cover the other areas without disturbing the fish by starting our outboard engine. Well, we've been working along the edge of this weed bank just here, casting soft plastics ahead of the drift, trying to catch what's known as a flathead here in Australia. They're a spectacular looking fish. There you go, a dusky flathead. Ambush predator at its best. They like to submerge in the sand and pounce up and eat whatever goes past. On this occasion, it's my soft plastic. I'm fishing here with a Gary Howard stalker rod and a Quantum Exo spin reel. But really, the piece of machinery that allowed me to do so well along here is the GPSmart electric trolling motor. It's allowed me to position myself as I've worked along and cover all of this territory so that we can come up trumps with the fish. Gotta love that. My electric trolling motor is doing all the work while I get to fight the fish and have fun. As part of the anchoring mode, you can actually set different anchoring positions simply by holding down the A button and any of the directional keys. You can store that particular numbered key as an anchor position. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set anchor position 1 by holding down the A button and number 1 for 5 seconds. There we are. So now I'm going to go back to manual, and I'm going to take us over there near that white pole. All right, now I'm going to set this position as my anchor 2 position by holding down the A button and number 2 for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Anchor 2 is stored. I'm going to navigate up here a little way, and I can set my anchor 3 position. We've changed locations a couple of times, and I'd like to go back to my anchor 1 position. It's really very simple. All I have to do is hold down the A and the 1 button. There we go. Shouldn't have to do anything at this point in time except for let my GPSmart figure out where anchor position 1 was and stop me and hold me in exactly the same spot as I was anchored before, so that I can start firing off casts. You can set up to 4 anchor positions, and as long as they're no further than a mile away, your GPSmart will actually take you back there. Just be sure that there are no obstructions like sandbanks or rock banks or bridges or pieces of land in between you and your anchor spot. So now I'm going to show you how to use the GPSmart Watersnake electric trolling motor in track mode. It's really pretty simple, and you use it when you want to set a course and know that you're going to end up where you're planning to go. You can do that with manual, but you always have to adjust, like I am at the moment, to try and keep yourself going where you want to go. So once you're in manual mode and you're up to the speed that you want to be traveling at, you're heading in the direction that you want to be traveling, you hit the T button, the track button on your hand fob. Now I can concentrate on fishing, and we're just trolling along the edge of a sandy bank, hoping that one of our famous Australian species is going to swim up and eat this lure. Now you might be wondering, as I was when I first started using the GPSmart electric trolling motor, what's the difference between track mode and manual mode? Why do I even need it? Well, the truth is, in manual mode, if you get blown off course or the current's working really hard, all it does is just point in one direction. It doesn't do any adjusting. In track mode, you get swept off direction by a strong current or a side breeze, and the GPSmart will correct its course to make sure that you end up where you're tracking to go. Well, the final mode I'd like to show you how to use is the route mode. And you can do this one of 2 ways. You can do it using your electric trolling motor, or you can actually bring up and stow your electric trolling motor, set it into routing mode, and then drive your route using your outboard motor, and then press A to finish and store that route, and then track back over it using your GPSmart GPS guided electric trolling motor to take you back across the course you've just set. Let's do that. Make sure that you're off, pull up your motor, put our safety strap on, and now I'm going to start my outboard and I'm going to drive the track that I want to set. First, what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to hold down either the M and the T button, the 4 or the 2, and I am going to put it into route mode. So I just do that by holding it down for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. A 1 second beat identifies that it's in record mode. Now I'm just going to go and start my engine, and we'll take us on the route that I want to record. Now the really great thing is that in route mode you can record your route at up to 60 knots or more than 100 kilometers per hour. That means that you can go from point A to point B and set your route super quick and save lots of time, and then get back to fishing along that route. Pretty impressive, don't you think? Now that I've successfully navigated the route that I want to go back and fish, all I have to do is push the A or the off button. A 1 second sound will beep, and then that route is recorded. Now that I've successfully saved my route, I'm going to deploy my GPSmart electric trolling motor. Then to record my route, all I need to do is hold down the appropriate buttons that I used to set it. In this case, I held down T and 2. There we go. It's going to start taking me back on the route that I recorded. We've been out on the water all day filming this instructional video, and we've been using our GPSmart Watersnake GPS guided electric trolling motor pretty much for 80% of the day. We've got 2 large gel cell batteries that are mounted under the hull, and they were fully charged. What I can now do is I can check how much charge I've got left so I know when I'm going to run out of battery. Ingenious. All you have to do is hold down the off button on the hand fob for 5 seconds. Now the number of beeps tells me how much charge I've got left. There were 3 beeps. I have to refer back to this because there's quite a bit of information. 5 beeps indicates greater than 95% charge. 4 beeps between 80 and 95% charge. 3 beeps between 60 and 80% charge. 2 beeps between 40 and 60% charge. 1 beep between 20 and 40% charge. 1 growl, which is kind of like a little vibrate, less than 20% charge. Probably almost time to go home. Can you believe that? 3 beeps. So we've got between 60 and 80% charge after using this with the 2 batteries all day long. Unbelievable. We could probably fish all night if we had the energy. We hope you enjoy fishing with your new GPSmart electric trolling motor. For more information on Watersnake products, visit watersnake.com.au.